More than half of Kiwi women and a quarter of Kiwi men experience problems with their pelvic floor. But a new survey shows that 1 in 3 of us don't even know where our pelvic floor is. Joining me from Wellington is the president of Physiotherapy New Zealand, Gill Stotter, and pelvic floor physiotherapist Liz Charles. Morning to you both. Gill, if I can start with you, you commissioned the survey. How surprised were you by the findings in that people are just, well, they're ignorant or they just neglect their pelvic floor, they don't know where it is?
I think the concern is that people don't understand where their pelvic floor is. And I think we want to really raise the awareness so people do understand, because there's so much that can be done to help. And so we were very surprised.
So, best for those of us who don't know, and clearly there's a few, if you could tell us exactly where it is and what it's all about.
Yeah, I'll just show you on the spine here.
Yep.
This is the spine, and you have your pelvis at the bottom here. So this is your pubic bone at the front of your body and your hip joints here. So the pelvic floor muscles sit at the base of the pelvis like a hammock from front to back, and they actually wrap around the inside of the pelvis, so they're like a bowl at the base there.
Because the story that I read in the Herald yesterday was that 1.1 million New Zealanders are affected by incontinence, which is due to having, you know, pelvic floor issues.
Yes, it is. And the good news about that is that there's really good evidence that pelvic floor muscle training can help those people with incontinence.
Okay.
Yeah, and physiotherapists are able to help them.
What do we need to do? Can we prevent it in the first instance?
Yes, there's evidence that pelvic floor muscle training will help prevent incontinence. We know that pregnant women, 50% of them are likely to have incontinence, but the ones who are aware of their pelvic floor muscles and do pelvic floor training are much less likely to develop problems with leakage of urine.
And it's essentially something you can do anywhere at any time. You just
that's the beauty of it. Nobody knows you're doing it, because if you're doing it correctly and isolating the muscles, you can do them standing, sitting, lying. You can do them in a supermarket queue,
or driving the car, or sitting here talking to you now.
Absolutely.
What sorts of things weaken the pelvic floor? I know childbirth is certainly one of them.
Yeah. I think, you know, obviously people who are obese, if they've been pregnant and they've had a number of births, I think a lot of people who have had long-standing back problems, they'll also have weakness in their pelvic floor and also through their whole trunk and spine. And I think what's so important is that we actually raise the awareness that something can be done. A lot of people don't want to talk about it and don't want to share it. It's one of those silent problems, and I think they think that they either just have to put up with it or they maybe have to wait until they have surgery. But I think the message is really about the importance that physiotherapists and specific exercises can do to actually help the problem. So that's really...
Okay, sorry. In the first instance, the things you're going to notice that are going on that might indicate there is a problem are what?
You might have problems when you cough or sneeze or laugh or jump or run. You have a little bit of leakage of urine. Some women will be going to the toilet a lot more often. They might need to go every hour, so you might notice if you're out with your girlfriends, you're going more often. You might be getting up at night several times to go, or you might have an uncontrollable urge and you don't always make it to the toilet, so you actually leak on the way.
It's not just women either, is it?
No, it's not. There are a lot of men. There's more women because they have more risk factors, because we have children and we have menopause, but there are a lot of men out there as well who suffer.
So the first port of call, if you think that any of those things are happening to you in terms of being able to learn how to do the exercises and what to do?
Well, I think it's really important that they do see a health professional and a physiotherapist, and there's very good free exercise and videos that are on our Physiotherapy New Zealand website, and also on with Continence New Zealand. And they can also, you know, obviously go to a health professional, but it's about somebody who really understands about the specificity of pelvic floor exercises and that they're doing them correctly. Good stuff. Thank you both so much for joining us this morning. Great. Thank you. You can find out more information about Physiotherapy New Zealand and World Continence Week on our website. Coming up, what lies behind this critically acclaimed Kiwi film? We talk to the brilliant minds of White Lies after this.